That's all right. Well, thank you very much for thank you for joining us, Luke. It was a pleasure as always. Lots of off-color humor and Twin Peaks references
that I didn't get.
that you didn't get. Strangely,
of all people.
Like what? What is that referring to? I don't think I'm familiar with whatever that is. What?
Well, you
What?
know, you've only got about 25 fucking years on me when it comes to watching that show.
Well, this is true.
It's like about a quarter of a century.
And what sticks in everybody's brain is going to be different. Like that's just one of the lines that stuck in my brain from like the first time I saw it. So, plus mainly because I just love the character of Jerry, and I love him even more in The Return.
I am not your foot. Go away!
What? You're in Wisconsin? What? I think I killed someone with my binoculars. Lost in the forest, high out of his mind, no idea what's going on. I love Jerry.
There's a brilliant piece in the behind the scenes. They're just out in the woods somewhere filming, and Lynch is like, "Oh, play me like one of those songs," and he just gets a guitar out, just plays this like folk song.
Was
like the actor who plays Jerry.
Oh,
yeah,
David Patrick Kelly, I think is.
Yeah. This is this fucking 3-minute song. Like, there's no relevance to the making of. It's just like, "Oh, play me one of those songs, David." Okay.
Just
plays a little song. It's just really nice.
The thing that was interesting for me, like sort of my background, was I was originally familiar with him playing villain characters. Specifically the film Dreamscape with Dennis Quaid, where David Patrick Kelly plays the big bad in that. Like, he plays this really genuinely scary, like, serial killer guy who Dennis Quaid has to go up against in the dream world. And that's how I always remembered him, as this really scary serial killer. So when he showed up as Jerry, just this kind of quirky character, it threw me off at first, because I was like, okay, where's the scary part coming in? But no, Jerry he's just delightful.
Yeah.
Love when he comes back from Iceland with a giant sandwich, and he's like, "You have to try this sandwich, Ben." And I'm in love. Her name is Hepa, and she doesn't speak a word of English. Yeah, incredible.
I did a recreation of that "I Am Not Your Foot" scene,
yes,
and he liked it on Twitter.
That's right. I remember that. That was great. What a wonderful moment. Yeah, so he was like, we talk about, oh, that guy. He was one of the oh, that guys for me growing up. So when I saw him in Twin Peaks, I was like, oh, it's him, the guy from the thing. Yeah, it was great to see him in that.
Come out to play.
There was actually, Twin Peaks was kind of notable at the time that it came out, because it featured a lot of actors that hadn't really been in anything for a while. So it was a lot of actors, I guess, that Lynch was a fan of growing up, that he just thought, well, let's see what they're doing. And if they'll be in this. And so it was like this sort of cavalcade of has-been actors, sort of getting their second chance for the spotlight and being in this show that just got all of this attention. It was crazy. Well, and Russ Tamblyn and what's his face? I can't remember his name. The guy who plays Benjamin Horne.
Richard Beymer or Beamer.
Richard Beymer,
depending on who you ask.
Yes, yeah. The two of them, kind of a bit of a reunion, because they were in West Side Story together like a billion years ago. And, but, and of course, Piper Laurie, who was the mother in Carrie, playing...
And The Hustler with Paul Newman.
And The Hustler with Paul Newman. And Jack Nance, who was in every David Lynch film ever. And all these other wonderful characters, you know, David Warner and Dan O'Herlihy and Michael Parks and David Duchovny at the dawn of his career, and what he feared was the end of his career too, playing this very quirky character. But what just a wonderful cavalcade of like almost that entire cast is character actors, which I think is one of the reasons it makes it so wonderful and so memorable. You know, it's great.
Let's not forget Billy Zane and his definitely natural hair.
Totally. Because he totally hasn't made a career since about his baldness. But Billy Zane. See, when I originally watched that, as it originally aired, I hated his character because he was taking Audrey away from Agent Cooper. But then there was the whole thing about, well, Audrey's a teenager in high school, so it'd be kind of weird. And it's like, okay, yeah. I guess so. But then he got what's-her-face, who played Annie, who, again, like, up-and-coming, career just starting.
Oh, was it Heather Graham?
Heather Graham, yeah, and like her career since, you know, she's the big star now, but at the time she was nobody, essentially.
How's Annie?
How's Annie? How's Annie?
How's Annie?
How's Annie? I really
Did we ever find out how Annie was?
Yeah. Actually, no, we never did find out, did we? Still wanted. That's the real question.
Can't wait to find out what happened to Annie.
I know.
So, David, after all that, coming back after 25 years, are you going to tell us what happened to Annie?
Nope.
No.
Okay, then. I actually really liked the direction they took with Doppelganger Cooper. Yeah. Just evil Cooper, and then, like, he's basically been running around in our world for the past 25 years, building his little crime empire and becoming a force to be reckoned with. And it's like, well, shit. What about real Cooper? Well, he's been trapped in the lodge for 25 years. Like, holy fucking shit.
I can't think of any other instance in which a director has given an actor so much in a single project. So what I mean,
Kyle McLachlan, holy shit, he basically played like 3 characters in that. Well, actually 4, really.
Five, really. When you,
yeah, because there's like
I'd argue 5.
2 different versions of Dougie, the original and then the Cooper version, and then of course Mr. C, and then Cooper, and what would the 5th one be?
Richard.
Oh yes, of course.
Because he is different. He's almost a blend between the two of them.
Yeah.
He has a slightly different edge to him.
That's true.
Oh.
Yeah, there's something there. There's another story there. Like that to me felt like chapter 1 of another story that ties into all the stories we've seen previously, but in ways we never thought of before. I want to know that story.
Yeah.
Can we have that story, please?
It was a theory that, like, it was Lynch's way of reclaiming the mystery of Twin Peaks that he'd been forced to reveal.
Yeah.
And I think that I'm happy with that. It's a one hell of a fucked up ending. As I told you, I hated it when it first came out.
I remember.
Hated it.
I saw your reaction to that, and you're like, nope. He's like, so many notes in that reaction video.
And now I love it. It's one of my favorite things ever. It's so great about it.
I was like, what? You're kidding me?
Yeah.
I know, right?
But yeah, no, I remember in the sort of dinner conversation with Kyle McLachlan and Madkin Amik, or making Amick, whatever. Anyway, Shelley.
Madkin.
Madkin Amick. Well, that's what he was talking about. It is that how basically the network forced him to wrap up the mystery, and he says, "Well, why would you kill this golden goose? Like the mystery was never the purpose. It was the mystery was essentially the MacGuffin through which we learn all these other stories of all these other characters and about all their secrets and how it all ties in." And the network just didn't get it. So, to be fair, we did get what I thought ultimately was the wonderful story of Wyndham Earle, which adds more to the story of Cooper. And
Yeah.
you know, it was great stuff, especially towards the end of the second season when it really kind of picks up. But
Yeah, I love all the mysticism and all that, the lore and everything. But
yeah,
I think my favorite thing is just the basic element of this really weird town with very weird people,
yeah.
and an FBI agent who turns up, and he's kind of weird, and he loves it because there's like
Yes.
they're his people, and he's so intrigued, and he just can never leave. There's always
Yeah.
a reason, like he just ends up sticking around.
Well, he
'cause
was
just
al-
kind of is
he was already
drawn
looking.
to the people.
He was looking at buying property there, like within a week of being in the town. You know, like he loved it there so much. Loved the country, loved the people. You know, it was great.
I love those trees. I gotta find out what trees those are.
Smell those trees. Smell those Douglas firs. He's just like so happy to know the name of them. Carlatin, oh god, they're still talking. Sorry, we got into Twin Peaks. You'd have no idea.
Yeah.
Alright, well, cheers. I'm gonna go for a quick smoke and then we'll do one more. And
And I'm leaving,
I'm
so good
guessing
night
you're-
and farewell.
you are done for tonight. Alright, have a good night.
Yeah.
Luke. Thank you for joining
Nice
us.
one, guys.
It was a pleasure as always. Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.